Guess I just pissed this lady off while I was getting shelled today. She basically told me I wasn't black. Well, so I had to explain some stuff to her as well. First thing I had to tell her, you're right, I'm not black. I'm American. Second thing I asked her, said, well, who gave y'all black people your voting rights? If I'm not mistaken, the Republican Party is the reason why we can vote. The reason why we can do a lot of things. So I had to ask her, why are you voting for Kamala Harris? And the only reason thing she can give me was she's a black woman. If you're voting off of race and not because of your policies to better your life.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about the latest example of Trump derangement that seems to be extremely prevalent in this country, especially the closer that we get to the election, because I know you may find it hard to believe, but I personally think that the Trump derangement is going to turn up to a new level the closer that we get to the election, okay? Because it's not really looking that good for Kamala, okay? Do not believe the hype, okay? Kamala Harris is struggling right now compared to where she should be, okay? And the more it looks like Trump could possibly win the election, right? The likelier that it is that he wins the election, the crazier things are probably going to get, because these people are going to lose their minds, okay? And you already see people acting out on this, okay? Given the recent news stories, the assassination attempts on the former president. And in this story, we got to talk about what seems to be a Trump deranged individual, but in a less serious story. Thank God, okay? Thank God, okay, the Trump derangement in this story is not as severe as our recent stories, okay? Because you have the Arizona Cardinals getting some backlash for one of their security guards allegedly denying a fan entry over her Maga hat, okay? So the fan was wearing a Maga hat into the stadium before the game, and the security members basically told the woman that, hey, you got to take off the hat. You can't wear the hat inside the stadium. And again, the Cardinals are getting a lot of backlash for this, but they're claiming that this was an isolated incident and that this is not really their policy. Take a look.
She wasn't allowed to wear her Make America Great Again hat, MAGA, inside State Farm Stadium.
The Cardinals are responding, saying that one security guard did not follow policies.
12 News journalist Sean Rice sat down with the woman to get a better understanding of what happened at the Cards opener.
Hey there, Mark and Caribbeas. Today I spoke with Susan Rosener. She has been a season ticket holder for nearly 3 decades, going to Cardinals games with her and her husband. But something happened to her on Sunday that has never happened before. She was told she had to throw her Make America Great Again hat in the trash, or else she and her husband couldn't enter the stadium.
I hear somebody yell, you can't bring that hat in here. And I thought she was joking, and I kind of went, oh, ha, 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 you know, and kept walking toward the second checkpoint.
They're the words Susan Rosener heard as she was walking up the security checkpoints at State Farm Stadium. They were uttered by a security guard working for a third-party company. When she was asked why she could not wear a political hat to a public sporting event, she was told it violated the stadium's policies.
She's like, no political hats or shirts. And I said, I haven't heard that at all. And I said, that doesn't make sense to me. And she goes, I said, take your hat off. And I go, I'm not sure I want to do that.
After her husband posed a question,
if she takes it off, can we get in?
She opted to throw it away so that she could go to the game.
In retrospect, I wish I would have stood my ground a little bit, but I wasn't sure what the repercussions would be. And I was thinking my husband would kill me if I did something with the season tickets or jeopardize those somehow.
The Arizona Cardinals in State Farm Stadium have a list of prohibited items when attending Cardinals games. The 2 options closest to a ban on political attire would be, quote, clothing deemed obscene or indecent in a public setting, or any item deemed inappropriate or hazardous by stadium security. She pointed this out to a guest services representative and was told MAGA hats are prohibited.
Could you please tell me where this says I can't wear my hat? And I think she had heard the whole altercation before, and she's like, nope, can't wear it, can't wear it.
But as it turns out, they are not. The Arizona Cardinals issued a statement to 12 News saying a stadium security member misunderstood the policy on prohibited items. Their policy applies to signage, posters, flags, or displays that are political in nature. They're also working to reach out to Susan and apologize.
I am super freedom of speech. I could care less if someone had a Kamala hat or t-shirt on. I do feel like part of the problem is this security woman definitely had a bias with my hat.
And moving forward, the Arizona Cardinals tell us they will be working with all of their stadium personnel to provide clarity on their prohibited items list. And Susan tells me she looks forward to potentially wearing her MAGA hat again at future games.
Yeah, so what made this story make sense to me is when I heard the woman say that the security guard was a she, right? So the security guard being a she made the story make a whole lot of sense, okay? Because, you know, Arizona, it is a swing state, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's less likely that it would have been a dude that would be triggered by a MAGA hat, right? Maybe there could have been some Trump deranged man out there, but it being a woman makes it a whole lot likely that, okay, this was definitely not an employee that misunderstood the policy, which is what the Arizona Cardinals are saying. No. That's not what happened. This woman was letting her political beliefs interfere with her job and her professionalism, right? She got triggered by seeing the hat, okay? And she told a woman to take it off because she did not want this woman openly supporting Trump at the game. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. There's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind. Because a Trump deranged liberal woman would likely get triggered by a Trump hat, right? I'm pretty sure that's what's going on here, okay? And quite honestly, I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys. For all the outrage that was happening over Tyreek Hill getting his rights violated, I feel like this woman got her rights violated more than he did. Because at least this woman was following the rules, right? I mean, this woman wrongfully had to throw away her MAGA hat, okay? Her free speech, her ability to openly support her presidential candidate of choice. She lost her ability to do that because this Trump deranged employee was on a power trip, right? She was on a power trip. And because she was on a power trip, she took away this woman's right, this woman's ability to wear this hat to the game, right? Which is what she was allowed to do. The Arizona Cardinals have come out and said that, yeah, that's not against the rules. It's not against the rules. You can wear political paraphernalia. Now, who knows? I'm trying to tell you guys, these liberals, man, they're crazy, right? They're insane. They're insane. So maybe this person was triggered by the fact that you never see Kamala Harris or Tim Walz paraphernalia. I've never seen a Kamala Harris or Tim Walz shirt. Never seen one. Never seen one. Which kind of explains why apparently it is hard to find Kamala Harris supporters out in the wild.
I do contribute that to Biden.
I think they just keep thinking that if they keep putting money towards something, it's going to fix the problem. It's the same as if you have an old house, you know, oh, let's just keep fixing it. Sometimes the solution is you got to tear it down and rebuild.
And get a mortgage from you.
Absolutely, a 203K.
We had so much fun. But what was really incredible is in every single restaurant of the people willing to talk to us, we could only find one Harris supporter in every restaurant. And we left no stone unturned. I approached every single person, except for this one guy who I think had too many drinks at the bar. But people are really excited about Trump.
So, I mean, it's tied in the polls, but Democrats have been winning that state since 2004. But what you're saying looks like Trump has some momentum.
Democrats have been winning the state, but the margins are getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, so apparently Kamala supporters aren't really out here like that in real life. So I can kind of see why, if you're one of these undercover Kamala supporters and you don't really have much support out here and all you see are Trump hats, okay, people openly supporting Trump, okay, yeah, I can see why you would get upset and try to take it out on some random woman, which is what I think happened here, which is why I wouldn't be upset if the Cardinals decided to fire this woman who made the fan throw away her MAGA hat, right? I wouldn't be upset if they fired the woman. Wouldn't be upset at all, okay? So with that being said, I mean, we all know that this would never happen if it was the other way around, right? I mean, because Trump supporters aren't that deranged, okay? We don't have that much hate and vitriol in our hearts to care about somebody wearing Kamala Harris or Tim Walz paraphernalia out in public. Although it is a rare thing. But if I see it, I'm not going to be triggered by it, right? I'm going to think that you're probably a dumbass, okay? I'm probably going to think very negative things about you, right? But I'm not going to get triggered. I promise you. I promise you I won't be triggered. Because unlike the left, I do not believe that Biden and Kamala Harris should be banned in public, okay? And I also do not believe that they're the equivalent of a Klan hood, okay? Which is what the left believes about MAGA hats, okay? Again, although Kamala and Biden hats, if you do wear one in public, that's like the political equivalent of wearing a dunce hat, right? So yeah, but I don't want to ban it, and I don't think it's like wearing a Klansman's hood. But you can't say the same for the other side. The other side that is supposed to be peace-loving, tolerant liberals. Again, it turns out that once again they're showing us that they're not very loving, they're not very peaceful, and also on top of that, they're not very liberal. Okay, so let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.